Hello everyone, this is Dion Soul. I hope everyone is doing well and on a cloudy day here in Southern California. And where we're currently at right now is we're over here in Santa Paula, California. It's right off the Highway 126, going from Santa Clarita all the way to Oxnard, Ventura area. And the reason why we're here is we came off of another job that I've already done, and I had to fly. The way NeoFly is working it out now is that if you take off from your drop zone or your other mission, if you take off, you can simulate going to the closest regional or closest airport or whatever, which has been extremely handy. It adds that another layer of immersion for NeoFly. So I had to fly because I was about out of gas, about out of fuel. I had to fly somewhere, so I flew to Santa Paula, which is the closest place that I can land at without running out of fuel and then failing the previous mission. But another reason why is because we're in the Airbus or H135, and as you can see before you, we have a new paint scheme. This is my livery that I created. I basically took advantage of the corporate paint scheme that you get with it. With the download that you can get over at Flightsim.to. I'm having a brain fart, which you call the website. And the Mega Hype Train has actually done a version 0.80, and they did some changes since then, which you will see once we start this flight here. But what really got me excited about this particular job right here is not only did you get to see my nice, wonderful paint job that I did, which is basically a decal work. I took basically the corporate livery, and I just basically used GIMP, added each decal as a layer, and then I saved it as a PNG file, and then turned around and then reloaded that PNG saved file back into GIMP, and then saved it as a DDS file. And I found that method is what seems to work in being able to get your own paints into Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm sure there's a lot more involved with Blender and everything else. I don't know how to use Blender, so I have to go with the limited stuff that I do know how. So that's how you have my November 7, 27 Delta Mike name or registration, along with my Solus Wings branding logo that I have, that I own, and then along with the Airbus, and I added that H135 logo below it, and then of course I had to have my little sun guy. So what you see right here is the same on the other side, and of course I had to have the U.S. flag, like normal. And that sort of thing. And so helicopter has been a blast. It is a diamond in the rough that's now becoming a jewel, big time. This latest version even illustrates that even more. So now we're inside the aircraft. Interior wise, nothing's really changed all that much. It's just what's underneath the hood that's changed dramatically, and that it shows. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and turn on the battery, which is right there. And now the battery's going to come up, and you're going to see these screens have changed tremendously. There you go. Look at that. It's just amazing what they have done. They've just changed things around where it just makes this thing just so awesome. You got your engine information now. You can move it to any one of the three screens. You've got a lot of functionality with these screens, too numerous to mention in this video, or we'd be spending an hour or an hour and a half just on this helicopter alone. So I just figured I'd just show it to you as I'm flying the aircraft to our destination. I am in advanced mode. It defaults, or at least for me anyway, it defaults to advanced mode, which is awesome because I use advanced mode instead of Xbox or basic. I use advanced mode because I want to make this as challenging as possible so I can learn. I'm always willing to learn, and if it doesn't work out as well, then I crash, and then I just hit reset and start over again. Obviously you don't do that in the real world, but here in the sim we can just hit restart. So we'll go ahead and put on our navigation lights and our beacon light, let everybody know this engine will be starting up shortly. I'll go ahead and activate the the alternators, get the alternators on and make them sync up with my switches. You can see if I turn them on and off, they turn them both on and off at the same time, and immediately it goes to a draw. I don't know why it's the way it is. I guess it's bus ties or something like that. And then we'll go ahead and do our bus 1 and our bus 2, so then that way they sync up, because we are running on I think we're running on ground power. Are we running on battery power right now? Or are we running on ground power? We are running on battery power right now. You can see right here where it says battery is just charging. If I go ahead and hit the GPU, or the ground power unit, which they call it the EPU, so I guess that's external power units, what they call it. But here in the States, we call it the ground power unit, so the GPU. But hey, to each his own, not a big deal. We can go ahead and go over here to this button right here, and we can go ahead and flip it over till we get to GPS. That's how you jump. The autopilot is fully functional and working now. It's a little, for me, it's a little bit cumbersome, but all in all, it works fine. We'll go ahead and throw the clock in, so we have our UTC time along with our local time of the time of this recording that you can see right there. It's really sweet. It's just a sweet ride that this thing is becoming. You can see we have liters and kilograms instead of gallons and pounds. That's one thing I'd like to see the developer do, is for us here in the States have some imperial measurements. There may be a switch to do it. I just haven't figured out what the switch is to be able to switch from gallons to, or liters to gallons, and pounds to kilograms, and vice versa. There may be one there, or there just, I can work around it. Obviously, it's a not as high priority, but it'd be nice to have that just to keep everything, because in NeoFly everything is in pounds. So just make those two the same, just makes it easier in setting everything up. Opening and closing the doors become a lot better now. This button right here where my mouse is, you can open and close the doors there, and now they're at a situation now whereas when you close the doors, it actually automatically locks them in place, so you don't have any hitboxes anymore to worry about automatically opening the door, having the doors open while you're in flight. So that's a nice welcome addition right there. You got your brakes on the outside now. Brakes basically just to let economy modules know when your brake is active and when it's not, because in a helicopter we don't have brakes. But it just makes it nice, so if you're running, FS Economy or NeoFly or whatever, at least the sim knows, or the the economy module knows when the braking is active and when it is not. The pitot heats now are on a switch as well. Fuel pump is not active, but the strobe lights are. You can see it's kind of flashing a little bit there. I'll go ahead and turn it back off because we're not ready for that yet. And that's basically it. So that's pretty much the overall, like I said, going through all these menus and stuff that's around. It's insane. They have just amped up big time. I highly recommend, the best thing to do is just to get out, just go over to flightsim.tu, and I'm going to leave the description, or the link in the description down below for this aircraft. Go pick it up yourself. It's just awesome. I went ahead and clicked on this miscellaneous tab. You can see this is the normal tab right here for the energy management. This is basically the same as what you see here. This right here is your navigation tab, and then you can scroll through different modes of operation. You can see ILS approach, VOR, just standard, and then of course I just got the sweep. I kind of like this one, the ground and whatnot. Let's see what else. What I want to show off here. Then of course you've got your map itself. You can see where we are, and on all other maps around us and whatnot. You can also zoom back. There's zooming in. You can zoom all the way down into to detail within 0.5 nautical miles, and you can zoom all the way out, and you can see where you are in relation to the world. Of course, we are here on the west coast of the United States. And you can see other aircraft that are flying right now represented with the little aircraft logos, which is really cool. So you can see other aircraft in your area. They don't have their codes or anything displayed, but that's fine. I don't really care. And then you can move around too. You can move around. I'm saying whoops because you have to move around with left click and drag Because when you move with your mouse, which is what I'm used to, you see that I'm messing up there. So if you zoom out, you can zoom in, and we're going to KWJF, going to Lancaster, back home, and then we can zoom back in. And if you take it out of focus, it'll just snap back onto your aircraft. So that is really, really nice. I mean, it's just amazing. Now, the reason why we're over here in the maintenance is because this is where you actually set your altitude right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of my SciTech equipment, and we're going to climb to 7,500 feet. That should be enough to get up above over all the mountains. And there it is right there, 7,500 feet. So that takes care of that. You hit the B key to set your current altimeter setting, which is 29901. You don't have the ability to actually, you don't have a dial, and none of these dials work to be able to set your own altimeter or whatever. Maybe you can throw some kind of another page like this down here for being able to set your heading or your indicated airspeed, that kind of thing. Have an indicated airspeed here set up to where that way you won't, I can set my indicated airspeed at 80 knots or whatever, and it'll only climb at the, and stay within 80 knots or something like that. Something that could happen. Now, I'm sure real life helicopter pilots will probably balk at that, but this is a computer controlled helicopter, so because it's a modern helicopter, so you get a lot of automation. So I'm not tripping on that. Like I said, I don't mind automation. I do like the ability to have full automation where the user can do full automation all the way up to absolutely no automation at all, where you got to do everything by hand. I like that wide range of spectrum there, and because I would use some automation and some automation I wouldn't. So that's what this miscellaneous button for is, for altitude hold, heading hold, GPS hold. In this case, it says nav hold, whether it be GPS or nav 1, nav 2, that kind of thing. So that's that, and I think those are the quick rundown of these real quick without going too crazy. And so we'll go ahead and let me see an airplane just fly. Thought it was just an airplane just flew right by. But anyway, so that's pretty much, you got the weather too. If I hit the right button or I'm in the right mode, you can bring up the weather. I'm not going to do it right now, but like I said, you can. The weather thing is set up. The standard Microsoft weather thing is set up. So let's go ahead and get started here and get on. What we're going to be doing, like I say, is we got this. The reason why this is exciting is because we got $227,000 job here. We're only carrying 677 passengers here in NeoFly. Yes, it's going to cost me $600,000 on the front end to carry 600 pounds of whatever this is, cell phones. I don't know why cell phones cost so damn much, but I don't care. I'll take the $227 payout. I haven't paid my debt back for this aircraft yet, so that's why I have money to play with, and because I have the money to play with, I get jobs like this. Yes, it cost me $600,000, but I'll get that $600,000 back. Plus, I'm also going to make $227,000 on this particular job, going. Let's see, how far does it say how far I'm going? Because it's under 100 miles. I mean, it's not that far. So I'm going to make a lot of money on this one, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So, without further ado, we're going to be taking this job here. So we're going to go ahead and buy these items, and so we're going to go ahead and buy. So now we got this. Now our money just went to the toilet, but that's just fine. And then we'll go ahead and I already got my fuel in here. I've already done my repairs of the helicopter. So repairs of the helicopter and adding fuel is all done, so I don't have to worry about that. All we need to do now is just hit this guy, and then she's going to say it's going to be a trading flight. And
transporter from dispatch. Trading fly today. Purchased goods are coming for loading.
So she's going to go ahead and load up while I go ahead and put the accurate 1,500 pounds, what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be 600. 667 pounds. Let's go ahead and knock that down. 667 pounds. Or in the neighborhood thereof. All right. Alrighty, so purchases are coming in loaded, so I'm going to cycle the brake.
Transporter, loading goods.
So loading the goods. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up and ready to go. 7,500 feet is fine. Let this thing load up here. Go through the sounds. So I hope everyone is doing well, been doing fine, been flying, and like I said, this helicopter has been awesome. It's been an awesome tool for a NeoFly. I tried to see if I could buy this over on FS Economy, and FS Economy, I don't know. There's two H145s available, not 35s, so I don't know.
Transporter from dispatch. All goods are loaded. Let's go to the next market.
Okay, so she's happy. Everybody's happy there. I don't know if I can get away with buying that. It's a $300,000 hit if I take the gamble. But at any rate, so I haven't taken the gamble over on FS Economy. But anyway, everything is all set and ready to go here. We got ground power is on, so we're going to go ahead and hit engine number 1. So we'll flip the switch. We'll go back to the engine page. Now when I start cold and dark, let's see if this is going to start for me. On the when I first load into the sim, like if I don't say I have the sim loaded and I first load in, engine number 1 starts, but engine number 2 does not. And it looks like we've got to start it. I don't know if we got a positive engine or not. I think it's going. So we'll start engine number 2. If it goes up to 59 or 60%, I think we got a positive. Let me take a look on the outside here. Yeah, we got a positive start, because and you can also see that we have motion. We got blur now, heat blur or heat now, which is cool. This other one, once it gets started, it will come up as well. But unfortunately, what happens is it'll get right around 20%, like it's doing right now, and it won't start. So I end up having to using Shift E or Control E, I forgot which one, to be able to get the second engine started. See, it just cycled again. It cycled try to start. So now if I hit Control E, now it's going to start the second engine, and it'll be ready to go. But once it goes up to temperature and everything else, we'll be good to go. And there it is. So that is all set. So both engines are good. Now if we go back outside, you'll see that we got heat blur now. Action going on both engines right now. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. So we're looking good. And then we'll go ahead and hit the FADEC. Go ahead and turn the FADEC on. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of our GPU. GPU is now off. Pitot heats now go on. And now we have no other things waiting us to do something. Got our temperature. So we are set. We are set and ready to go. So I'll go ahead. Now, because of Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't understand the helicopters, I'm not even going to waste my time trying to deal with the ATC. We're just going to take off and go.
Transporter from dispatch. If you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
And then we will take off and we'll be on our way. Let's go make our 200 and we're flying over Highway 126 right now. flew that several times over the years. We're kind of hand flying it right now, and just kind of enjoying the aircraft. Why not? And I'll go ahead and I just noticed that I had my silence label action going on here. Let me get rid of that. Where is it? It's where when I fly on, a lot of times when my wife is home, I will have that banner that says just raw video, no voice, to sit there and have you guys to chat with you guys in the live stream. And there we go, got rid of it. And then of course we also, because this is a Hype Train product, we got to put in Hype Train's logo back there to replace it. And we are set and ready to go. I'll go ahead and leave the, because we're flying so low and slow, I'll go ahead and leave the lights on. I'll pull back out of the red. But yes, the autopilot does work. It's a little wonky in certain respects, but all in all, it works just fine. It's just I think the reason why it's wonky is because I just got to learn how to use it. That's all. That's all it really is. I just got to learn how to use it, and I'll be fine. And because we're VFR flying here, we're just going to stay low and slow and get my pitch trim all set using my Cessna nose reel pitch trim. We'll keep that speed up. Because like I said, $227,000, I'm going to take advantage of that money. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a musical montage, and I will catch you guys at the other side when we're ready to land. I want to jump in real quick because we are currently on autopilot right now, and I wanted to show you guys what I did is I got the hold in play, and so it's climbing right now, but it's climbing too high, and it's making my speed go down. This is where I wish the developer would put in your true or your indicated airspeed, where I could set it at 80 knots and then have the pitch go up not as high, have the computer control it not go as high. Unfortunately right now it's going to get to a point where it's just going to be at a hover or near hover and just pitching up just a little bit, and to reach that 7500. And what I basically do is on my Cytec multi-function panel that I have off camera that you guys don't see, I will flip it over. See, like right now I just flipped it over to vertical speed on this, and then what it's going to do is it's going to kind of level out a little bit, and it's going to get the speed to go back up. And see, 750 is not bad. You can see my speed is going up and I'm still climbing. As long as I got my speed going up and I'm still climbing, I'm a happy camper. But unfortunately it does not do that. What it will do is it'll go up for a little bit, and then it will either it'll break, the autopilot will break on its own, or it'll start to nosedive down. It's in other words, it's sporadic. It's not consistent. But I just want to show you that you know, then when I get my speed back up, you can see now we're down to 100. And if I go back to the alt hold, now it's going to climb and just pitch the aircraft up a lot. And then of course I start losing speed again. So those are the things that they still got to work out on, but all in all it works, and it works fine. The other option is that you would just get to the altitude you want, hand fly it, get to the altitude you want, and then have you do all the work getting to the altitude you want, and then hit the altitude hold, and then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. Me, I'm just doing, I'm kind of bucking the system here a little bit by you know, by having the computer control it. I just wish I could tell the vertical speed there to get that vertical speed back down. Get that down about 500 feet per minute or something like that. To keep that way in a turn would keep my indicator speed up. Even though we're almost at 7,500 feet, it's still, I don't think we're going to make it. But anyway, so back to the musical montage. Coming in awfully fast. I was planted in the middle and then problem is if I touch then what happens is there, I think the batter. Okay, we're having a problem with the track IR. We don't want that to happen. If I touch the runway, then ATC is going to say, well, hey, taxi to parking, but NeoFly is going to say, well, unloading goods, so we'll just go over here and land. ATC sucks anyway. And I'll just stop right here, spin around, and land. Come around like this, kind of come over here like this a little bit. Go forward just a tad. Pull back on my yoke. Try to get this thing stable. There we go.
From dispatch, go to the parking to unload goods.
Okay. So, unloading cargo. Pull back on our FADEC. And then plug in our GPU. And then turn off our power. Oh, okay. I'll acknowledge.
121.7 for 7 Delta Mike.
And turn off all our lights here.
Transporter from dispatch. All goods unloaded. You can sell them to the market.
Yay, I can sell them to the market now. So we'll come on over here. Load this bad boy up. And then let's sell them to the market and make all kinds of money. Income 800,000 because that's getting my 600,000 back. So there we go. So we got our $200,000 and okay. So what's my see? I'm almost there. 1,095, 1,000. Ooh, I could pay my debt back. See, if I pay this, boom. Now I no longer have a debt, and I got $29,000. So now I paid for my helicopter. So my helicopter is now paid for, and now I don't have to worry about the loan anymore. So that's cool. Well, anyway, guys, I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and definitely like, subscribe, and if you feel my content is worthy, I do have some donation links in the description down below. And I hope, like I said, this helicopter's been an awesome ride, and it's just getting better and better and better. Take care, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Laters. Bye.